Hello everybody, welcome back. I just wanted to make a quick video in regards to the new wave of cards that came out. As you can see here, it came out at time of recording, it came out yesterday, or at least it was released to actually scout for the cards yesterday. They announced that this was coming a few weeks ago. So what I'm showing you here is basically they're just giving you some information about what's coming up and some teasers. Like here, they're just saying that there's going to be a 6-star special star coming, and then they just a teaser of a particular card. In this case it was Thomas Muller that was released, which is a bit anticlimactic as we've had a fair few Thomas Mullers. I don't know how many times they can release the same card over and over again and expect people to get excited about it, but they're just giving some just basic information here in regards to the new wave of cards. So what I'll do is I'll skip over here, and what you can see here is it's just the poster, which a lot of the game centers, the arcades, will print out. And again, honestly, not a particularly exciting array of players. I'll get into my grievances with this later. Let's just talk about which players of particular interest here. So obviously we already saw we got Thomas Muller. Got Sergio Busquets, Toni Kroos and Kyle Walker. I think Kyle Walker's quite an interesting one because we haven't had him for a while, so it's nice to get a new version of him. You got Kylian Mbappe, but he's still quite low, 88, although ranked up he'll probably go to around 90. But it's always good to get a Kylian Mbappe. I think this is the third version of this card. Alexandra, another Thomas Lemar, like we've had him so many times. Gini Wijnaldum as well, ranked quite high on this one. Before, we've had two previous variations of Wijnaldum, and ranked up he's been about 84, 85. So as standard he's at 85, which means he'll probably be about 87, which means we'll get a card like this, a nice one of these sort of special World Star type ones instead of these ones with the border, which is always nice to have. We've got Granit Xhaka, we've got another Erling Haaland. We've had him once before, but he was ranked very, very low. This is 88, so he'll be about 90 ranked up, which is always good to see. Romelu Lukaku as well. I think this is the second variation of him. He's ranked quite low as well, so ranked up he'll probably be around about 85. But yeah, the only two which are really screaming out to me here are Haaland and Mbappe. We'll go over to the premium scout. This is where I start to get really annoyed. Like, again, I'll explain why this is so annoying later, but there's 13 cards here which are premium scout only, which means you have to use your tickets to scout for these cards, and for each one you use you have to pay 100 yen. So the way you get tickets is by doing a regular scout. You pay 100 yen. And when you get a card, you can either print it or ticket it. Ticket it means you get to have a scout for free. So the only way you can get these is by ticketing regular scout cards. It sounds complicated, I know. I'll probably make a video about it later. So basically, to get one of these, it's going to cost you a small fortune. And there's only 3 cards here that are probably worth having. The likelihood of getting all of these ones is very, very high. So you're almost effectively paying double or triple just to get a card you don't want. Like it's such a cheap move, and this is what's killing the game for me. This is what's killing the enjoyment for a lot of people, is these horrible EA loot boxy mechanics. It's just awful. It's awful. I really don't like it. But yeah, that's the premium scout. I want to go over here to the card list because this is such a lackluster array of cards. So on this list here, obviously we've got Gini Wijnaldum, I already spoke about. We've got another Divock Origi, but this C means he's in the competitions, which means you have to play the cup games in order to get these cards. So we've got the legend card here, and you've got the ranked up variation of him as well here. So these are all the European clubs here. Oh, hang on for a second. Let me just switch that over to English, make it easier for everybody. So these are all the European clubs down to here, and then beyond here you've got the Japanese clubs. So these are all the European players. P means premium. So like I said, 13 of these you almost have to pay double or triple or quadruple to get. And then the C means they're in the competition, which means you can't scout for these ones. You have to play the tournaments in order to get them. So naturally, they've put Haaland as the C, as a competition. I played this game yesterday to see what positions they were in the championships. And Erling Haaland is obviously, he's the final one. So once you finish all the tournaments, you get him. It makes sense, right? But then you have to play so many games in order to get here. And each game is 100 yen a pop. And you know, if you lose, you have to play it again. I know you're probably thinking, well, isn't that the game? Well, yeah, that is the game. But I want to compare this. These are all the European players you can get in the Scout. 13 of them are hidden behind an even higher paywall, and 5 of them are hidden behind championship rewards, which limits you to only 24 cards that you can scout for. Now, if we go down to the Japanese players here, there's 3 in each team. Now look at this. Look at all those players. And these are the ones you're more likely to get. You're going to pay 100 yen to play the game and then 100 yen to scout, and you're almost guaranteed to get one of these cards that you just don't want, and you're going to ticket it, or you're just going to ignore it completely. The price hike of this game, okay, it's only 100 yen to play it, but if you want to get any of the cards, because they are really, really nice cards, you have to pay a fortune in order to be able to have access to these cards. And for me, this is really destroying the game. I mean, the game itself has not seen any major feature overhauls. Like, nothing seems to be added to the game compared to the old WCCF, where you used to be able to actually have a managers meeting, interact with your players, give them instructions, train them, tell them to do things. You would have injuries, you would have to create relationships between your players. All of that is completely gone from Footista. So, you know, a huge chunk of the gameplay is completely gone. It's literally just choose your cards, choose your formation, play the game. But they're almost charging you quadruple the price if you really want to get the full enjoyment from it. So I'd be interested to know what other people think. Like, is what Sega's doing to this game, is it destroying your enjoyment of it? Obviously this is mainly for my Japanese audience who play the game, but you know, I know there's a few other gaijin, some other some foreigners who are living in Japan who also play it. I'd be interested to get your opinions on this as well, because I play this game a lot less now than I used to. Just for reference, Japanese players, they used to be free. Like, you never used to have to pay to scout these. Every day you'd get 3 free scouts to, you know, get a Japanese player. And every time you paid to scout, you would only ever get a European player. And now that's completely gone. Like, 80% of the chance you'll get a Japanese player that you don't want. Obviously, unless you like J-League. And the chances of getting a European player, especially one of the ones you want, like Mbappe, for example, is microscopic now. But yeah, I've rambled on too much. Let me know what you think. I'm interested because I'm wavering. I might stop playing this and just collect the cards. I mean, I already just buy the cards from the shop anyway, because I hate loot boxes. I think that's destroying it. Yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Thank you very much, guys.